Hey, happy holidays from Gears Beer Hockey. This is Dave bringing you a quick hockey update. We're going to touch base on the Eclectic Hockey League Sunday mornings, the Oldtimers Hockey Club, and some updating tournaments. So get ready for some stats and surprises, injury reports, and more. So stay tuned. Happy holidays to you. All right, this is my hockey update, December 2023. This is Dave Craybill from Gears Beer Hockey. First off, I want to talk about the Eclectic Hockey League early Sunday morning. Let's do a quick update on injuries, standings, and some surprises of the season. So each season we have a few injuries. In the last few weeks, we've had two players sidelined with torn biceps. David Taylor from Frozen Wings and Kyle Wilson from Gooners Dogs. They both completed injury reports with USA Hockey. The insurance you get with your registration helps with the gap in medical coverage. Should you ever have to use it, you'll find that it's well worth the registration fee. The big surprise of the season is Marauders. They've moved up from the basement of the league to be in a solid third place behind Gooners Dogs and Tucker Attorney. Gooners have always been a tough team to play against. They live up to their namesake most games. And despite what Rouse might say, the Tucker team is stacked with a bunch of 40A players, not a bender in the lineup. Effin' Wings has fallen from fame and is in fourth place. They remain a fun team to play against. Budtenders has been struggling and has a lock on fifth place with the Shark team or JSJN in last without a win. All three recent games were close, with Tucker beating Frozen 3-2, Budtenders beating JSJN 4-2, and Marauders beating Gooners 3-2. All right, now let's talk about our stats. They're not perfect. The jersey numbers and score sheets don't always line up, yet the leading goal scorers are between 10 to 13 goals, so that's pretty good. Rouse leads the assists at 13 with those sweet passes he's capable of. Marty Lavallee leads the goals against stats, but only because he skated in one game against the Budtenders and shut us out. Brian from Tucker and Dalton from Marauders are real close at 1.27 and 1.31 goals against average, respectively. Dalton has the most shutouts with 3, and Mike Davis and Brian are just behind with 2 each. We have 9 regular season games left. The roster will be frozen after our games on January 7th, and illegal players will be a forfeit. By freezing on the 7th, there is still time for new players to get 8 games in. On the money side, most teams are paid in full. Teams not paid in full will start games with the penalty that increases each week the balance isn't paid. A tournament scheduled in February has dropped from Crystal's schedule, so we're going to be able to get our season in by the end of March, which is a bonus. After the season ends, I'm going to run a sheet of ice on Sundays, just a pick-up drop-in sheet. It's going to be available through perfectskate.com. It's not there yet, but once I book the ice, I'll get it set up in there. Speaking of Perfect Skate, a Friday night skate is available on the Gears Beer private list that's in Perfect Skate. If you have not registered yet, visit app.perfectskate.com and request to join the Gears Beer private list. Once I approve you, the skates will be available in the skater's dashboard. Should you want to run a sheet, the system automates the texts and emails to fill up your skates. There's an easy way to mark players paid, and, of course, an easy way to assign dark and white jerseys to set up the teams. The cost is only pennies per skater to cover the messaging and saves hours of time. Learn more at perfectskate.com. Now, a quick update on the 50 and over Oldtimers Hockey League. You can find standings and stats on oldtimershockeyclub.com. The top 8 teams will compete in the playoffs. There's a tight points race going on in the middle of the 11-team league. Playing in the draft league has been a blast. You don't have the same tension and rivalries you find in our Sunday morning league. Just saying, something to think about. And All right, so enough on that. Let's go to tournaments. In tournament news, the registration forms are posted on oldtimershockeyclub.com to register a team for the April Oldtimers tournament. Plus, there's a tournament happening up in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, early in January. We have at least 3 teams from our barn that are heading up to the Sault to compete. That's going to be a fun weekend, boys. So that's all the hockey news for now. Thanks for being a part of the hockey community. It's a blast for me, and the guys who are still playing over 70 are motivation for me to do what I can to stay in the game. If you have any ideas or comments, visit gears.beer to send me a message. Should you need some CBD salve, go to ihempharvest.com to grab a tin. I can ship it or bring it to the rink. Keep your head up and stick on the ice.